For sake of continuity, this is the next day after the bread fail. So I have the pan over there. I just cleaned it out and took all the chunks of bread that I could out of it. It's nice and clean, it's drying. Today I'm going to use it again, but this time I'm going to do oil and flour like the manual suggests. So hopefully it won't stick, because it only stuck on one side, and it's just, that would have been a really perfect piece of bread if I had gotten it to work right completely, although it still tastes good. Anyway, new bread, new day, new bread. I'm going to do basically the same recipe, but I'm going to do 600 grams. So I'm going to do 300 and 300 of white and wheat, and that should do pretty well. I have my water in the micro. I just warmed it up for about a minute. I like it around a little over 100 degrees. If I can get it around 100, 110 or so, just so when you put your finger in, it doesn't feel like your finger's in anything, because it almost matches the temperature of your skin. So it's not 100, your skin's not 110, right? But you know that feeling where it's like, this feels nice. So that's 300 of white and the balance in wheat. All right. Actually, it's really smooth and nice looking. So, on to the next step, which is, well, we wait and then to the next step, but holds together. Put it down. It's in there. Gonna cover it and be back in an hour. Starter flour, starter salt mixed, added. Everything's looking kind of good, so it's nice and jiggly. Still really sticky, but the time pretty jiggly. Letting it sit for an hour should help with that. Alright, we got an hour in. Let's see what we're going to stretch to. Looks okay. Feels good. Okay. Still really tacky, which is not great, but folding it usually fixes a lot of that too. I'm getting a lot of long stretches initially. That's odd. There we go. My hand's getting dry. There we go. I like to stretch it until it really doesn't allow me to stretch it anymore. I don't know if that's good or not, but it seems to have worked for me. Zoe, got a sad puppy over here all of a sudden. She starts wondering, hey, I start working, doing stuff like this, and she starts to wander around and looks all sad. Let's see, initially it was really gooey and tacky, but I just keep folding until it doesn't really want me to fold anymore. And I think this should be it. There you go. Okay. Softer. It still is a little bit tackier than I like, but that just goes away with time. But it's super jiggly, so it's got a lot of moisture in it. That should help along the line, along the road here. First fold is done. 2 more to go. So in another hour we do the same thing. I think it's holding together good, and so I'm not worried about it. I think we're on the right track. All right, second fold. Let's see what we got. It spreads out really well. It's holding together very nicely. It's stretching really good. All right. Okay. Very, very, very jiggly. Very jiggly today. So I have a nice amount of moisture, almost too much moisture, but I was able to kind of wrangle it into what I needed it to be. This is looking really good. It is almost 1, so another fold right before 2, and then let it rest, and we'll work in putting our pan together. Today, when I do the pan, I'm going to put oil, spray oil, and flour, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Okay, third and final fold. Got a big old air bubble over here. It looks really good. It has a very nice odor to it also. So I think we're in good shape. Okay. It's really, really jiggly today, which is great. Means it's nice and moist. Means when we start to bake it, it should rise really well. Put a little bit of oil in this pan because it recommends putting out that oil, and I don't want it to stick again. That sucked because that loaf was really, and it tastes really good too. My wife and I made toast this morning, and it had a really nice flavor to it. So anyway, this is set up. It says to do both, to oil and dust with flour, so I don't want it to stick. So I'll just do both like it says. I'll follow directions. The one time where you think, you can kind of you think you have part figured out, and it's like, nope. That's always the way it goes, huh? So, out and out. All right. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Ooh, it's sticky. Yeah, it's moving along really well. It's really light. Feels good. Smells nice too already. So. You can't even see. Whoops. It's my first time ever making a YouTube video. You gotta cut me a break. Oh wow, this one's coming along. This one's starting to. Oh, this probably won't take long to proof. It's already moving along really well. Ooh, there we go. Oh yeah. This is good. So gonna put the cover on. The oven is a little bit warm, so I'm gonna put this cover on and we're gonna proof it, and then probably in about 90 minutes we should be ready to go. Alright, it's nice and oven's ready, looks good. It rose a little bit, it definitely filled in. Everything looks good. 45 minutes, we'll see what we got. Alright, got just about 30 seconds to go. It's smelling good. Gonna take the top off and see what we got. The top hadn't lifted, at least, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. All I know is that the thing is greased, and oh, that's what that's. It's like it smells a little bit different than normal, but it's because I put the oil in. But it's a neutral oil, but when you heat up that type of oil, it does have an odor. I don't think it's going to affect anything, though. At least I hope not. 5 seconds. Let's go take a look. Oh yeah, looks great. Ooh, that's a pretty one. All right, looks good. Looks good. Let's take a look. It's got a nice split on the top. I had to take it out for a second. I don't know how much you could see on there. If I were like good at this, I'd probably put like that's something to think about. Anyway, let's take a look. See how much above the lid it is? It looks like it's pretty even across, and I think I didn't lift the lid, but I mean it rose really nice. So I got like 20 minutes to put some color on this. It's a real pretty loaf. All right, last piece of the puzzle. Will this loaf come out when I flip it over? I hope so. We got about 10 seconds to go, and smells great, looks great. It's ready. All right. Pull it on. Okay. Boom. Okay. Ooh, almost hurt myself there. There we go. Okay. Look at that. Smells really nice. It's good size. Fits in the pan perfectly. Very dusty from all the, but popped right out just like it's supposed to. So that's always nice. But check that out. I did like 3 cuts because I was going to do like X's, but then I didn't really want to cut, so it made me a little bit nervous as to whether or not it would rise or not, but yeah. So, that's a success. I call that a success. This is loaf 33. So, looks good. It's 6:40 in the evening, so this one's going to my parents. So I'm gonna let it cool, and I'll get it tomorrow morning.